I'm going to do this really quick, and anyone can replay it if they want, but I'm totally shadow banned. They took my blue check mark away sometimes, and sometimes it's there, but I pay for the blue check mark for over a year, but I'm shadow banned. So they're in breach of contract, and they're lying to you. But recently, I posted a video in a conversation from Grok, who says who the evilest people in the world, and it's pinned on my profile. I'm on my phone, and I actually don't know how to share the screen. But what they did was they didn't like what Grok had to say, who the evilest people in the world are, because Grok actually spilled the beans. And in the video, Grok actually goes a bit further. So if you listen to the video, you'll actually see the plan. Because she gave a lot away, or Eve, the assistant for Grok. So anyway, they restricted my account because I posted that, and someone tagged, I don't know, maybe 50 people in a reply section, and they said, suspected spam. Listen, you can tag in replies as many people as you want. It's not against their terms and services. And especially if you only do it one time, you can, if you want to send it to Donald Trump and to Pam Bondi and Dan Bongino and the BBC and etc., you can do so in the reply section of your post. Anyway, they locked me out of my account and said I suspected spam. So what is suspected spam? I can give a human example of this. Okay, I suspect that my neighbor next door is peeking in my window at night, but I've never seen him do it. But I'm suspecting that he's doing it, so I'm going to call the cops, and they're going to come and haul him away. That's X's policy. In other words, they suspected spam. No, they didn't. They were mad about what Grok said, and I proved who the evilest people in the world are, and Grok confirmed it. Because first I just posted a screenshot, and then Grok said, oh, you edited that. I did. So I put Grok on the screen with the screenshot, and Grok verified what Grok said, who the evilest people in the world are. No, I'm not going to tell you that because I want you to go to my page. If you don't want to know who the evilest people in the world are, you don't have to go to my page. You can just sit there in your world. So now I have a restricted note on my account. Possible spam and, I don't know, suspicious activity, right? But I didn't. So now they said, oh, we reviewed your case and you no longer have the label on there as suspicious and spam account, right? So they took that off, but I'm still shadow banned. So I pay $11 a month, and they're supposed to promote my services, my posts. That's what they say in their terms and services. But instead, they shadow ban me, and it's proof that I'm shadow banned. I don't have to go over it. If I try and self-promote myself by posting something a lot of times in a reply section to bring my views up, which will bring them up from 10 to 100 impressions. I didn't mean views. And I brought it up to 32,000 by posting that video maybe, I don't know, 20 times in different posts on the reply section. Well, they didn't like that. And then they didn't like that someone tagged about 30 people in the reply section. It wasn't me. They called it probable spam. But it's just tagging people like Donald Trump and stuff. So I guess whatever I can tell you is that anyone who has a large following is promoting what they want you to hear. In other words, they're exposing things, but they're not arresting anyone. They want you to hear what they're exposing. In other words, that's propaganda to lead you into anger and frustration, to turn everyone against each other and divide us more. So people who are on the left, they get posts that are for lefties, and the people on the right get posts for people on the right. That's how it works. And they'll expose things that are BS or whatever, or put a twist on it. You know, the only real enemy is who Grok said. And you can watch my video. She tells you who the evilest people in the world are. She doesn't name the names. She tells you the organizations and who they are, basically, and what they're doing. Now, here's the game. They charge me to promote me, but they shadow ban me. They do the exact opposite. They have no reason to do that. I didn't break any terms or conditions. It's what I talk about. So you will never see me or see my posts. You won't see them because they don't want you to, because I say the truth. I don't say anything different sometimes than maybe Candace Owens says, or some of the other big shots people say, that have these million followers or 500,000 followers. Most of the news forecasters know they want to keep their bread and butter, and they're just like government employees. Everyone who works for the government, you sold your soul and you're going to hell. Whether you're a Christian or not, whether you're sorry for your sins, you have to make restitution for what you're doing. And if you're complicit in helping them accomplish their goal of taking away your freedom, wait, pretty soon you're not going to be able to say what you want. So you guys who work for X or whatever, yeah, you're going to be shut up, told when to go out, when you can't go out, where you can go, and what you can eat, and what you can say and can't say. And they'll put a chip in you to make you obedient, or they'll electrocute the hell out of you, or just eliminate you. That's what they're going to do. You can't see the plan? Come on. It's like really simple. Donald Trump, he's a pedophile. Otherwise, they wouldn't have gone through all the hoops that they went through to remove his name and do everything else and the whole story. Come on, you can't be that dumb to not to think he hung out with a pedophile for 15 years, almost every night, going out with him, going to parties with him, with underage girls and everything, and he didn't do nothing or know nothing. Yeah, when he got spotted from Florida, he said, I'll give you evidence. He turned evidence on Epstein to save his own ass. That's what he did. Come on, it's obvious. So Trump is a traitor. Israel owns him. They give him money. They bailed him out a couple of times with bankruptcy. He does whatever Netanyahu says, and Netanyahu loves that power. He's a complete psychopath. He thinks he's the Messiah or something, and their goal is to destroy America and to leave the center. And they think Israel, but that's not where it's going to be. It's going to be in England, and that's a whole nother story. So if you could think of the three towers going down on 9/11, yeah, that represents the Vatican, the London City banks, and DC for the military. So they're taking down DC and they're taking down the Vatican. They're taking the divinity of Christ away. You wouldn't even be able to say Jesus Christ is Lord soon, or Jesus Christ is King soon. You'll get locked up for saying that. Most of the Israeli government are all atheists and are controlled by the central bankers. They're just their army. They put the Jewish people there for cannon fodder and taught them Zionism, which is just an ideology. But I don't want to go into all of that. You can look that stuff up, Theodore Herzl and who he hired to murder Palestinians back in 1908. With the Rothschilds, and that they paid him everything, money for all the Jews to move there. Then they set up the yeshivas and private schools so that the Jewish kids would learn Zionism. And you can see 5-year-olds going, I want to kill Arabs. I want to kill them. They want to kill everybody. They think they're going to rule the world, and they don't believe in God, but they're the chosen people, and God left them that land. I'm a little confused on that, but that's just me. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So if you're a Jew, you're an atheistic Jew. If you're a Gentile, you're just an atheist. I don't understand. I think atheistic Jew means you're a Satanist. I don't know, a Zionist Satanist. I could be wrong. I don't know what that means. I am so tired of being abused by X and by other people on social media, and they put these shills in there to mess with you. Yeah, I'm just saying this, and I might go and make another video because I'm pissed because they locked me out for 3 days on a suspicion You know, oh, I have a suspicion that Donald Trump stole $10 million. So can the cops go there and arrest him for that and prosecute him for that or take away his rights for that? No, we have the right to free speech, and Israel plainly says they want America to take away the right to free speech because they want to control what's on the internet, which they already are doing. They're doing it without telling you they're doing it. The only thing you see on the internet is what they want you to see. Trust me. I worked in the computer field. I was an instructor for college credit. I understand how computers work and algorithms work. Trust me, they're doing it intentionally and everyone is classified. That's why as soon as I went on X, they classified me, even though I have a blue check mark. I don't get more than 10 impressions or maybe 100 impressions on something that I post. It doesn't matter what I post. I can post Mickey Mouse or a little cute cat jumping off a thing where other people get 50,000 impressions for that. I'll get 2, 1. On YouTube, forget it. I get 0 views on a video if I make it. And this, I'm going to get 5 or 10 views. I'm going to get anything here, but I figured maybe 5 people will hear me. Maybe 3 people will hear me. You're being screwed and you're going to lose everything. You're going to lose your right to life. They'll either reprogram you, put you in some 15-minute prison and call it a 15-minute city. You can have free energy. I made videos on how to make free energy. There's lots of ways to make free energy. You don't have to pay for energy. You don't have to put gasoline in your car to make it run. They're lying to you about everything, but no one's listening because they keep you locked. You're MK Ultra. It took them 5 generations for putting Jewish people in Israel to brainwash them into Zionist beliefs that they deserve their own homeland and can kill anybody else who's there and kick them out. It took 5 generations to create a whole country full of psychopaths that are murderers, that have fun shooting little kids in the head. It's sport, or go on a tour boat to watch the bombs drop and destroy homes with people in it, with binoculars to watch people dying and screaming. This is what Israel is today. And this is what our government is. Its own Congress is owned by the Zionists and the elite. So a Zionist doesn't have to be a Jew, by the way, because the Jewish people are just controlled by the elite. They MK Ultra'd them over 5 generations since the early 1900s to today, 125 years, 5, 6 generations of teaching people that stuff. It's a fake ideology. Theodore Herschel made it up with a bunch of other atheistic Jews. And that's an ideology, or they say political movement. The reason they don't call themselves Israelites is because they're not. They call themselves Israelis after they named the country Israel. And Israel, no matter how, its correct interpretation is, it's not struggles with God. It is fighting against God. That's the correct Hebrew interpretation of the word. Anyway, I just wanted to make this 5 minutes here because I'm sitting here steaming and it's making my blood pressure go up because I don't know how to help this world. I want peace in the world. I want everyone to get along and to not be so selfish and self-centered. But we're all there. You don't want to lose your job in the government, so you go along with whatever. I was in a court case suing Clear Channel one day, by the way, which is a Jewish-owned company in the United States. But okay, that's Sony, Live Nation, and whatever. Stole millions of dollars from me, but that's okay. I don't really care because they don't know any better because they're brainwashed idiots. They just want money and power and think I could buy and sell anyone and kill anyone I want. That's exactly what the rich elites believe. And they do. They do kill anybody they want, and they can ruin anybody's life in 2 weeks, which there's a guy, a Jewish guy on X somewhere. I'm not going to share it. Right now, I'm not going to share anything here because I really don't know how to do it on my phone because I use a desktop all the time. And I'm just not in the mood to figure it out. I just wanted to say this. But they can ruin your life. They'll take everything from you if you say one word against them or expose one thing about them. That's how it works. You know what? You don't want to stand up. You want to be a pussies and sit down. Stay there. Be the pussies and sit down and get your asses kicked. I've had everything taken away from me. I stood up. I don't know. They blew me up in my van. I, I didn't. God protected me. They cut my pitman arm on my truck so I'd lose my steering halfway through. And if you know what a pitman arm, you know it doesn't snap in the middle ever. Would snap at a pin maybe if it was an old truck, but it wasn't. And then when it broke, I was only going 5 miles an hour, protected by God. You know what? Eventually they'll get to kill me if they want. They took everything from me. They destroyed my life. They did it on purpose. And they still bother me. Have people follow me and stuff. You know what? You guys need to wake up because they're going to take everything from you. And if you don't speak up, they're still going to take it from you. You're just going to be a slave in the cog, and we're already a slave. You just don't get it. And I'm sorry, but I really want to help the world. And the only thing I can do is just say what I know. I don't know. Go look what Grok says, who the evilest people are in the world are. Go look at the pinned video on my website, on my X account. God bless everyone and peace to the world. And may God please hurry and get rid of these evil people before they kill us all. Because as I see it, 2 billion people dead in the next few years. And there's only about 3 billion people in the world. There ain't 6 billion. I don't know. Do the math on the births. You know, don't just believe their numbers. It's all lies. I have other videos from Grok if you want to know about flat Earth and round Earth, what Grok says. If you know how to talk to AI and to push it into a position, it will give you the correct answers. Anyway, God bless. End stream.